Hey, I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda and Mitchell Lincoln on the Boulevard in Enterprise. And I hope that everyone's safe, whether you be at work, whether you be out and about, whether you be sheltering at home, whatever your situation, I hope that you're safe and healthy. And I did want to just offer this quick follow-up to a video of mine a couple weeks ago about why now is the best time to buy a vehicle. I'm really following this up, and again, I am, full disclosure, of course, if you have watched my channel before or not, I am an employee at a dealership, and so I'm sharing my opinion based on my chair where I sit. So you may have seen, if you're following any of the financial news or anything like that, that the auto industry is, or used cars specifically, has seen a used vehicle auto index decrease. But that doesn't mean that car prices are dropping necessarily. Let me explain what I mean. So this used vehicle value index comes from Manheim Auctions. Manheim Auctions is part of a company, Cox Automotive, that owns Dealertrack, that helps dealers communicate with finance companies and go from there for approvals and things like that. Also, dealer.com for the internet. Kelley Blue Book, Auto Trader, so they're really in the automotive business. Now, Manheim Auctions are nationwide and are a big company. There's several auction companies out there, but they're a big company that is how we source our used vehicle inventory in some cases. Also, it's one of the guides that we use here to determine values of vehicles. So right now, if the first 15 days of April, Manheim Auctions have reported about a 10% drop in vehicle values, okay, 10 to 12%. So let's put this into perspective. Again, that doesn't mean that used car prices are dropping. Now, I'm not just saying that because I sell cars. I'm saying that to put it into perspective. As a dealer employee, if I wanted to buy a car at auction, you may have had conversations like this before, say, hey, let me go check the auction and see what they have. And of course, that's how we stock some vehicles. We have closed Ford sales for our Lincolns, closed Mazda sales, things like that, that we can get certified vehicles and other vehicles. Back in March, Manheim made a decision to close their auctions. In other words, they're still running cars, but they're not allowing anybody to be there. Traditionally, 80 to 90% of people go to the auctions, they walk around the cars, they find the ones they want, they check them out, they get inside them, they crank them up, all those things to see how much reconditioning is going to be involved. Then they assess a value. Then when it's time to run through the lane, they raise their hand and bid on those cars. Hey, I'll give you X amount. Hey, I'll give you X plus 200, plus 100, whatever the case is. And they compete with other dealers next to them. Well, when Manheim closed their auctions, there are 10 to 12% of people, maybe 15%, that would use what's called online simulcast to bid on those cars. It went from 10 to 12% to 100% almost overnight. So every dealer that wanted to buy cars had to log in now at their specific auction. When they run through with the camera, they can watch them and they can click to bid instead of raise your hand. It's just a virtual raising your hand. Now the problem is that Manheim servers weren't designed to handle that type of utilization of 100% of all dealers that typically go, especially on days like Tuesdays and Thursdays where you've got a lot of big auctions, Atlanta, Orlando, things like that running on the same time. Not designed to handle that. So we're getting kicked out when we try to log in. I've experienced this, and I haven't tried to buy anything, but I've experienced this with using the Manheim.com website for other reasons, such as checking trade-in values and things like that. So it's very hard right now for dealers to log on and actually raise their hand that they want to buy a car. So what's happening is, let's say that a Mazda 6 2017 runs through the lane. Everybody who wants to buy that vehicle can't say, I want to buy it. So let's say that car is worth, let's just say X. It may bring X minus $1,000 because not everybody was able to bid on it to get that vehicle back to market. And so they're recording that transaction. That doesn't necessarily mean that that dealer sold it, okay? There's a couple of different ways you can look at those things. Now, some dealers, again, just stating the obvious, because most dealers are small businesses, some dealers may be selling cars. If they have them at auction, they're there to sell them, right? So they may be selling them below market just to get a little cash in hand instead of it be tied up in the vehicle. Again, I'm just stating a fact here. So there's a bunch of things skewing those numbers right now. But the big thing for you to know is that 30, 60, 90 days, don't expect, as some are predicting on YouTube and the internet and other media sources, that it's going to continue to drop and drop and drop and drop. Because I'm telling you, as a dealer employee, I need more vehicles outside. I need more vehicles on my lot. Whenever Manheim gets back to normal and we can have people there actually looking at the cars where we feel safe that, hey, this car's in good shape, go ahead and buy it, go ahead and pay X plus on it or whatever the case is, all those vehicles are going to be bought. All those bids are going to go up. And I predict values to stay the same or slightly increase. It's that the supply and demand. Right now, most of the supply is unattainable at these auctions because we can't really bid for them. We can bid beforehand, like proxy bid the night before, and hope that we get it, but there's no guarantee that the dealer will sell it, even if we are the highest bidder. So when dealers are able to go buy these cars, they're gonna swarm and get a bunch of them, and to outbid the ones on the left and the right of me, I may have to pay more, right? Or the dealer may have to pay more than what they want to, which is going to drive those prices up. And if those prices go up, they're going to go up in the showrooms or at the dealerships for the consumers, for the end consumer. So again, my statement, and I'll still stand behind, now is the best time to buy a car. If you are in the market for a new or used car, do not wait. Just because you saw a video on YouTube or saw an article come across your phone or saw something on social media that said used car prices are going to fall. A couple of things that I've already talked about. Deferred payments, 90 days, 120 days, whatever the case is to first payment. Take advantage of that now. If you're paying payments and don't want to, take advantage of buying a new car, used car, certified, whatever the case is, and putting your payments off. You have the right and privilege for that. Also, if you're looking at trading a vehicle, if I can't go to the auction and buy enough cars, your trade-in may be worth more money to me, right? So keep that in mind. I'm not being biased here. I'm just stating my opinion from this chair. So make sure that you don't miss out on an opportunity if you're looking to do something like that. Now, if your car is perfectly fine, that's great. If you don't have to trade, aren't worried about making your payments, or don't have any payments, whatever the case is, that's your right and privilege. You can wait and buy next year. Ride it out and see what happens to used car prices year over year, whatever the situation is. I'm just telling you, I've been around. This that we're experiencing right now is not 2008, 2009. Although the new manufacturers, a lot of them are putting big incentives out there, they're doing that with the intention of short term. They're not thinking that this is going to be a long, the rest of the year situation. So, again, and I'm putting this out on my channel, on my YouTube channel, so it's going everywhere, not just to the local people. I'm not trying to just influence my business and tell you to come buy from me. This information is offered free of charge to anybody that can hear it. So if you are looking to buy a vehicle, now is the best time to do that. Of course, there's some other incentives. There's some extra things going on. Take advantage of those. Of course, number one, I hope that you're safe and healthy. Number two, if you have any questions about this topic, as always, drop them below, or you can call me or text me directly at 334-718-0504. I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda and Mitchell Lincoln on the Boulevard in Enterprise, Alabama. If I can help you in any way, doesn't matter where you're at, anywhere in the world, if I can give you some information to help you get the best deal on a car, the right car for you, whatever the situation is, that's why I make these videos. So reach out to me. I just wanted to share my opinion because I've seen some of these videos, and most of these people are outside of the actual car business, outside of a dealership, and sometimes they take this information a little bit too literal and don't see the big picture. So these numbers are skewed because we're unable to buy all the cars that we want to buy. So of course transactions are down. Of course the value is dropping. If not everybody can click and say, I want that car, and not everybody's going to feel comfortable buying on a car they can't see anyway. That's just part of it, right? even if they did a walk around video, they want to put their hands on it, just like you do in most cases with the test drive. So again, this is free information. Above all, I hope that you're safe. I hope that you're healthy. And if there's anything I can do, reach out to me. And during the rest of this time, however long, I know that a bunch of states are rolling out different phases. And so in the next couple of weeks, things will be getting back to normal as best they can. There will be some things changed. And I hope that you continue to support your local dealership, continue to support your local small businesses. You know, everybody needs to help each other at this time. And I hope that this video finds you well also. And above all, God bless you.